Are you moving to Salt Lake City and plan on buying a home here? Well, I've seen people make expensive mistakes that cost them tens of thousands of dollars, and they didn't know until it was too late. In this video, I'm breaking down the top 5 expensive mistakes I see buyers make here in Salt Lake City. I'm Sarah Lipich, and this is Destination Salt Lake City. I own a local real estate brokerage and help families relocate here every single week. I get calls and texts every day from people just like you moving to Salt Lake City. So call or text me today at the number on the screen, day or night. I put together my free Salt Lake relocation toolkit. It has the exact tools and links I give my clients to make moving here so much easier. Just scan the QR code on your screen, or if you're on your phone, tap the link in the description to grab it now. Number 1, most buyers think the general home inspection catches everything. But there's one add-on that, if skipped, can cost you tens of thousands of dollars down the road. And that is skipping the sewer scope. This is one of the most expensive mistakes I've seen buyers make, especially on homes located on main roads. Those are homes on double yellow line roads. So in the Salt Lake Metro, most cities and towns don't cover the cost if your sewer line breaks under the main street. And that repair can run between $50,000 and $70,000 out of pocket, compared to a new sewer line in a residential area where the cost is closer to maybe $8,000, give or take. So here's the intricacy that's specific to the main road home. Most buyers order the sewer scope at the same time as the general home inspection. But if the home is on a main road, I always recommend my buyers have that sewer scope done first, before they commit hundreds of dollars on other inspections. This allows us to pre-negotiate the sewer line replacement with the seller before spending money on the rest of the inspection process. And if the seller isn't willing to budge on this, and that's typically a deal breaker, you can keep that money in your pocket and save it for the inspections on the next house. All other homes, I still recommend a sewer scope, but because the cost impact is less severe, it can just be done with a general home inspection. At the same time, you have, say, the HVAC systems and roof looked at. And those are other big ticket negotiations. The scope costs a couple $100s, and it can save you thousands down the road, so always have one done. For number 2, this one blindsides almost every out-of-state buyer. And honestly, a lot of repeat buyers here in Utah get blindsided by it as well. It's not in your inspection report, it's not in your mortgage paperwork, but it can quietly triple your water bill if the house you buy doesn't have it. And that is the secondary water system. Some homes here have secondary water, which is a separate irrigation supply just for lawns and landscaping. It's maybe $200 a year, but if your home doesn't have it, you'll be watering with culinary water. That's your drinking water. And it can add hundreds of dollars a month to your summer utility bills. Now, a lot of out-of-state buyers don't even know that secondary water exists until they get that first bill, wondering why it's so high, and it's high because they don't have a secondary water source at their house. For example, our neighborhood doesn't have secondary water, and when I talk to a lot of my neighbors who just moved in, it's something their agent didn't explain to them or even know to look for. And it can feel defeating to have that increased bill spring up on you. So it's something to check into with each home you look at. So if you fall in love with a home, at least you're prepared for the cost of the lawn irrigation. This is something I always review with my clients before we move forward on a home. Number 3 is sneaky. It looks and feels like protection, but when you actually need it, it's sometimes nowhere to be found. I've seen too many buyers fall into this trap, and that is relying on a home warranty. So most home warranty companies advertise that they'll replace your HVAC or water heater if it breaks. Those are some big ticket items. Now, in theory, that sounds great, but the problem is when the HVAC or water heater fails and the system is considered too old or obsolete, home warranty companies end up denying the claim, or they only offer a small credit to cover a portion of the cost to replace. And that leaves you fronting a $5,000 to $15,000 bill for a new HVAC or some other major system that you thought was covered. The smarter move is negotiating these items up front during the due diligence and inspection process. That means us asking the seller for repairs, replacements, or credits instead of relying on that home warranty. Doing it this way means you're not going to be left holding the bag when the home warranty doesn't come through, or even if the seller won't budge on those items and you decide not to walk on the home, you can at least better plan for the expense when it finally does show up. And quick reminder before we jump to number 4, if you're planning your move here, don't forget to grab my free Salt Lake relocation toolkit. The QR code is on the screen again, or just tap the link in the description. Number 4 hides in the fine print. The monthly cost might look fine on paper until you discover the surprise bill waiting behind them. I'm talking about reviewing and understanding your HOA documents. Every HOA is different here in Utah, and we don't have too many with super high dues, but you still want to check the cost outside of those monthly dues alone. Some look fine until you dig deeper and find pending special assessments for like paving or landscaping or other major community repairs. And this is especially important for condo associations, but definitely not something you want to overlook on a single family home either. Now, number 5 shocks people. and that is the exponential difference in fees and rates from lender to lender. So shop your mortgage. Two lenders can quote you the same rate, but one can cost you thousands more in closing costs on closing day. For example, both might offer a 6% interest rate, but one charges $8,000 in closing costs, while the other charges $13,000. Or one uses that money to buy down your interest rate and save you monthly, while another lender is just pocketing more money on the back end. And that's why this matters so much. The difference comes down to how lenders structure their fees and commissions. And unless you compare your loan estimates line by line, you could be overpaying by thousands or locking yourself into a higher rate than necessary. It's best to get at least 2 or 3 quotes, look past the interest rate quoted, and compare the actual loan costs side by side. At the end of the day, you want an experienced and ethical lender who listens to your situation and is willing to give you multiple options instead of just pushing you into one loan type. You also want a seasoned lender who will keep your transaction on track. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a lender and this isn't loan advice, but I've seen too many buyers lose money by not shopping their mortgage and just trusting the first lender they talk to. Now for our bonus number 6. This one's about lifestyle, and almost everyone who moves here ends up paying for it one way or another. If you move here thinking, oh, I want to learn to ski or snowboard, then you absolutely need to factor in a ski pass. Daily ticket costs add up really fast and end up costing more than the season pass in the end. So the Epic Pass ranges from around $200 to $1,200 a year, and that covers Park City Mountain. And the Icon Pass is about $900 to $1,400, and it includes 6 resorts within a short drive of the Salt Lake Metro. Places like Solitude, Brighton, Snowbird, Alta, Deer Valley, and Snow Basin. I personally prefer the Icon Pass. Now, you want to buy these passes early because the earlier you buy, the cheaper they are. If you don't buy early, that's okay, but keep in mind they do stop selling them right around the time the ski season starts. And like I said, day tickets are usually a couple $100s per person. So if you don't plan ahead, you'll spend way more for way less access. The passes basically pay for themselves in just a couple days on the mountain anyway. Oh, and if you're retired military or a disabled veteran, you can get the Epic Military Pass retired for around $200, or even less if you get it in the spring before the season starts. Pro tip, if you're a disabled veteran, you need to call to actually activate that discount. Well, now you know some of the biggest and most expensive mistakes buyers make when buying a house in Salt Lake City. And here's the thing, it takes experience to be able to spot these things, and every single one of these is avoidable with the right guidance. That's where I come in. So here's your next step. If you haven't already, grab that free relocation toolkit. It's linked in the description and on the QR code right here. And when you're ready, whether the move is 10 weeks or 10 months out, call me or text me at the number on the screen. My husband Tyler and I help relocating buyers every week line up the right neighborhoods based on lifestyle and walk through the buying process. And we'd love to help you do the same. If this video was helpful, hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.